Well, I'm going to go ahead and get started. I am TyiaLynn Scott. I'm the Executive Director of Critically Loved, and we are going to talk about building family unity today. So, Critically Loved is a nonprofit, and we support families with any kind of medical condition for their child. Okay, no, that's okay. And the way that I got involved with the nonprofit world and in this realm is my own daughter is 23 years old. She's diagnosed with life-threatening internal bleeding, and her whole life has been spent in and out of the hospital. In fact, today I had to get a family member to take her to the hospital because I can't be there. We're in the hospital all the time. So when I say I get where you guys are at, believe me, parents, I get where you guys are at. I walk the road myself, and I have for a very long time. And a lot of the things we're going to talk about today isn't because, I've done all these things really well all these years. I haven't. A lot of this is because I didn't know how to do this all those years ago. My children are 25, 23, and 10 years old. And so figuring out how to navigate special needs with other children has been a big challenge for our family. And these are things that we learned along the way, and that I'm still working on myself too. So I've not arrived, and here to make you all feel like you all need to arrive with me, because you're probably ahead of me in some of these areas also. But I'm so glad to be here, and here with my friend Taryn, and I'm gonna let her share a little bit about herself too.
Hi, you all. So my name is Taryn, and I also have a special needs kiddo. I have a 10-year-old son who has muscular dystrophy, and so he is he's in a wheelchair, and it was a disease that he was born with, and it kind of progresses over time. And so like TyiaLynn, I've been there and still in it and know how it feels. And I also have a younger daughter, and she's 9, and then we have 2 bonus kids, and they're 20. So just kind of navigating blending families and with the special needs dynamic added. And so that's what we were going to talk to you guys about today. And just like TyiaLynn said, definitely have not figured it out yet, but learning this journey along the way. So glad you guys are here.
Mm-hmm. So we want to talk about first, what did you think your family would look like? So think about back before you had children, before special needs entered your life. What did you all think special needs, your family would look like? So there's some paper and some pencils. I want you all to gather up in little groups of maybe 4 or 5. And I want you all to write out words or draw what you all thought your family would look like. So go ahead and break up in groups. We're going to get a little bit creative in this workshop. Think about, was it 2.5 children, white picket fence, going to be going to football games on the weekends? What did you think your life was going to look like? Yeah, the floor is the best area to do it. Really is. Yeah. So, yeah, to write on the floor. Words or pictures of what you think your family was going to look like before you had children. That's the assignment. And this to you. Hello. You just want to join the people behind you? Maybe you could be in their group.
I'll start. I don't mind.
There's another stool if you want one, or you can stand, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I'll stand because I'll pace.
Okay. Okay, are you guys about wrapping it up? Yep. Okay, so let's take your papers, and I'm going to have you all read what's on there, and then we're going to stick them to the wall. Okay. All right. So first group, why don't you talk about what's on your paper? Yep. You'll need a spokesperson from every group. What's on your paper? What's your paper say?
Oh, looking at me. Why are they looking at me?
I guess you're nominated spokesperson.
Okay. We have, I'll start with here, easier.
Okay, let's listen. We're going to listen to each group. What's on the first one?
Easier travel, dinner together, going places together, 3 kids. Predictable.
Oh, predictable. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Literacy, look, they're adding. 2 parents that are active, healthy, getting along with everyone. extra children,
Okay.
energy as well, normal, less complicated, and going to events and not therapy.
Yes, I love that one. Okay, stick it on the wall. Let's go next group. What do y'all have on yours? That's fine, yeah.
We thought, one of us thought they'd be a rich auntie.
Oh, nice.
And we'd be doing lots of activities and eating lots of snacks. And we would have had regular birth stories. What's that? 2 or 3 kids. So, and like kids playing and running together and, doing
Getting along?
sibling stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Not being a special needs dad is really kind of the expectation of what you would not be rather than what you are.
It's very similar. You only matter 3 months. It goes hand in hand.
That seems humble.
Yeah.
Oh, 2 small kids.
Yeah, 2
Oh,
small
okay.
kiddos. Yep.
Okay, stick it on the wall. Let's go next group. What do y'all have in the back? Go ahead.
We thought our family would be very athletic, outgoing, 1 boy, 1 girl, the American dream with
Yeah.
the dog and the white picket fence.
All right, stick it on the wall. That's good. How about in the back row? What do you guys have?
And God's opinion is some things in life will be easier to handle. And for myself, I don't know, go around the world
Travel.
and have more easy way to do the things. Because right now, know us, but out there is kind of hard make other people understand, and they make our journey more harder than what really is. I mean, and that's my own opinion. Like,
Okay. All right, go hang it on the wall. What do you? Our last group over here. What do y'all have?
So we have the 1 boy, 1 girl dream,
Oh, yeah.
musician, goes to college, healthy, being able to go hiking and travel the world.
Travel's a big one.
Lots of life with no kids. The kids were surprised.
Okay, so you didn't even plan on having children. There was no 2.5 in your all's vision. Huh? Okay.
That's how it was supposed to be.
That's great. You'll go right over with the rich auntie over here, right? I think she wasn't going to have children either. That is great.
And then we have engaged with life, doing activities and sports, vibrant, and joy.
Okay. Did anybody think they would be getting sleep? Is that something you thought you would be getting is sleep before you had special needs children? Okay. Hang that up on the wall. Everybody can go back to their seats. So, in reality, like, how closely does this mimic what you all have today?
Nope.
Anything on the list up there different than what you all thought it would be? Life very different from what you all pictured it would be?
Yes. I think it's just getting a very small sliver of it. It's like instead of seeing the whole picture, we're just like, instead of looking at the whole window, it's a tiny little sliver.
Peering through the cracks, huh?
Yeah. It's like those things are there, but not to the fullness that you expected them to be.
Yeah, and that's the point. So even though this is not our life, is that okay? Is it okay that that's not our life?
It's okay.
Have we processed that yet? Maybe?
Day by day.
Are we still processing that? Yes. And so that grieving the loss of plans for your child, that's a real thing, you guys. And I just want you all to know that's okay. It's okay that your life looks very different than what you thought it was going to be. And take a minute to sit in that. And there's nothing wrong with grieving those plans. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a process, right? It's a process to come to the terms of saying, my life looks very different than what I thought it was going to be. I had all these dreams for my child, and now the plans are very different. Give yourself the grace and that time to process that and to work through it and to grieve it, and then come to the other side of it. don't stay there, but give yourself that time, because there's a lot of young families in here, a lot of young children, and you may not have like fully gone through that grieving process yet. So give yourself the space to do that. That's the first thing we want to talk about. So, all right, we're going to get into what that looks like step by step. Taryn's going to get us started.
All right, so the first thing, I hope that when you all leave here today, that everybody understands that it's a good thing that our families are unique, right? And our kids are ours, and our family is made up the way it is, and it's perfect that way, right? And so there's a couple of things that just wanted to talk through about being unique in our families and bringing in our kids into this process. And you know, one thing, especially with special needs families, is that we're all the same because we're all unique, right? So we can be in that together. But you know, with each family and each family member, we all have our own strengths and weaknesses, and being able to celebrate those is really what we want to get to. And so a few things that, you know, we can do with our families to bring in our children and really celebrate those moments with them is, you know, sit down and think through, like, what makes your family unique? And think through each family member. Maybe you have a child that's really strong. I have my daughter, she's the youngest, but she is the one that has the most passion because she has seen her brother grow up and the challenges, and so she has this unique passion for life that I've not seen. And my son, he, you know, lives every day in a wheelchair, and he's in middle school and learning to navigate through that. But I actually got a text from his teacher today and said that he got up in front of his class today and was talking to his classmates about some of the things that, you know, he goes through on a daily basis. So our children are really powerful in some ways, you know, and so being able to identify those and what we tell them and what we speak to them is what they believe and how they think of themselves. So if we tell them out loud and really celebrate their uniqueness, then they'll become that and think about it every single day, and that's going to be their core. So those are just a couple of activities, you know, once you leave here that you can do with your children.
All right, so not only is every member of our family unique, but they are also important. I think that is the wrong, that's okay. We'll talk about them being important. We'll come back to that one. All right, everybody is important. And so I didn't do a great job of this when my older children were growing up. My children are 25, 23, and 10. And when my older two were growing up, I didn't do a great job of like helping that older child who didn't have special needs feel important. Okay, so his sister was rushed to the hospital so many times to save her life. And I was trying to keep this child alive. But how good of a job did I do bringing in that older child to be part of that process? I was like, well, you're not dying, right? Your sister might today. You're going to be okay over here. But what I missed out on, and what I do now with my 10-year-old, is bring him into that process. How can I give him an important role within our family, within the special needs journey, to make him feel like he's proud to have a special needs sister? How do I do that? And so in your own family, I know it's easier, especially when kids are little, just to do it yourself and get it done, because our list is so long. But if you take the time to bring in those siblings into the process, into helping out, into going to get the supplies that you need for the feeding, going to help get whatever you need for that treatment for that child, it will help them have an important job to be a part of that process. It'll make them feel important. It'll help them learn their place within the special needs family. Who has more than one child here? Most of you. Okay. Is this a struggle, you guys, to figure this out? It is a struggle, and it will always be a struggle, but we have got to be intentional to do this. And we'll get to why it is so important. But helping each person really feel like they are an important member of the family is super, super important. And to speak life into each child. So speaking life into their uniqueness, into why they're important, man, it goes a long way. Life-giving words of encouragement to every member of your family is so, so important. I can't tell you how far that goes. Are you all familiar, who's familiar with the 5 love languages of what they are? Okay, so let's name them. What are they? Tell me. Words of affirmation. Acts of service. Physical touch. Y'all can read. Can y'all see it? Can y'all see it? It's up there on the screen. The answers are on the screen. Gifts and quality time. How many of you all know what each of your child's love language is? Okay, a few of us. This is really, really important, especially because did you know that children's love languages change as they grow? Did you know that? What your 5-year-old may seem of important, your 10-year-old may not. And it will change as they get older. I was very convicted of this. It's something that actually has been on my radar a long time. So every couple of years I would ask my kids, like, okay, what's your love language? And my son was, I don't know, about 11 years old. And he's like, well, okay, Mom, tell me what the choices are. I was like, okay, well, it is acts of service, physical touch, quality time, gifts. He's like, no, it's none of those. And it took me literally several minutes to remember words of affirmation. And when I said it, he goes, yes, Mom, that's what it is. And I was like, oh, y'all, it was so not even on my radar. I couldn't even think of it as an option for my child's love language. And that's how he receives love from me. And I wasn't doing it. It wasn't even on my radar. And so that was like this huge wake-up call to be like, my son needs words of affirmation. He needs me to speak life into him and what he's doing. And if we can speak life and figure out what all of these are for each member of our family, and we're speaking their love language, it will make them feel important. It will make them feel seen by you. And especially for your typical children, man, this is important. There's so much time and attention that goes into doctors and therapies, right? Hospitalizations. We're going to get to some awards here. I bet I win the award for most hospital days in the hospital. I'm there all the time, y'all, with my child. I have 2 other kiddos. I need to make sure I'm making them feel special every opportunity I get. And so if you can work on that as a homework assignment to figure out what the love language is and do that with each of your children in just really small ways throughout the day, it will change the tone of your home. Did you all know that you all have the power to change the tone of your home? Even if nobody else is, if there's one person working on this tone of their home, it will change the tone of your home. So I'm going to really encourage you guys in that.
And to add to that, to what TyiaLynn was saying, that goes for your partner too, right? Knowing those love languages. So just wanted to mention that.
Thank you, yes. Let's not forget about the spouses too if we're married, which we both are, which I need to be working on that too. Thanks, Taryn.
But in addition to the other topics that we've been talking about, beneficial and powerful. So our families, we've spent some time talking about how they're unique and they're ours and they're set up our families are set up perfect for the way that they should be. But, we also need to figure out how is our family, like what's our power, right? When we think of stories, Marvel movies, and even in the Bible, you always see a hero and a villain. But usually the hero is the person that you would least expect, right? It's the weakest person or the smallest person, and they're the ones that come through and they're just so powerful. And so that's what we have to do with our families, right? We have to bring in that power that they have. And, the one way to do this is really think through our accomplishments. What have we overcome, especially as a family? Being, having a special needs kiddos, being in the hospital all the time and juggling life and family and extended family, right? Your parents and others that you love so dearly and all of, work, right? All of these things, and you still do it, and you get up every single day and do it again. And the things that we overcome that most people will never understand unless they have a special needs kiddo, like, that's powerful. Mm-hmm. And so, one thing that I try to do, I don't do this as much as I should, but is when I lay down at night, think about all the things that you've accomplished. And it could be something simple like, my son Colin, he kind of manages like a basketball team, and we're running crazy because he has all these practices that he goes and supports the basketball team and games, and it's a lot. I mean, it's almost every day. But I'm so thankful for those moments because that means my kid is a part of something that I didn't think he would ever have the chance to do. And so just kind of that perspective and mindset, it's everything. And that is how our family gets through. And like TyiaLynn was saying, all you need is just one person in your family to get there. And everybody comes along with you, so.
All right, so our family is so far unique, important, beneficial, powerful, and it is yours. Your family is yours. If we can really grasp onto this, of embracing this family unit, this unique family that you've been entrusted with as being mine, then that will change everything. This is not a us versus them. This is not special needs versus typical. This is not parents versus kids. We are a team. And if we can have that team mentality within our home, it will change everything. We're going to do this together. What can we accomplish together? What can we set out to do together as a family? I really encourage people to have either a family motto, if you are religious, then a family Bible verse, a team name, a coat of arms, something that will wrap around your family and to make you all be like a team together. Here's ours. It is speak life, love hard, live victoriously. It's something we've had as a family for a while. It's something I have up in our home. I'm always reminded of it, that speak life. Y'all, that doesn't come naturally to me, right? I already told you all this is not one of my giftings. I have to be very intentional. I have to really work at speaking life to my family. So that's why it's part of our family motto. Come up with your own family motto. Come up with your own team name. Whatever it is, something that will say, we are in this together. It's not us versus them. We're gonna go down this journey together in this family, and that we're very, very excited to have together. All right, we're gonna do something fun now. A little celebration. Do y'all have any comments or any questions about what we talked about? Yes.
If you have a child who's in the hospital and the other children are home, especially since COVID, they can't visit. So how can you include them? Like when they're home, it's a little bit easier to include them. Hey, can you grab that for me, or can you help here? But when you're separate for weeks or months, like how can you make the other child feel important?
Special.
Or how
Yes.
have you done that? Maybe if you could share.
This is the biggest challenge for us. So our hospital is an hour and a half away from our home. And when my daughter's in the hospital, she's an hour and a half away, right from my other children. I make it a priority to come home for important things for my 10-year-old. And so it'll mean having somebody else go stay at the hospital with my daughter, or she's old enough now that if she's stable enough, I can leave her maybe for one night. But I'll drive the extra 3 hours to show up to go to her soccer game that's really important to her. That right there just says, you're important to me, and it's not just your sister. It's hard though. I'm exhausted at the end of that traveling time, and it's already exhausting to be in the hospital, but it's showing up even when they're in the hospital. And there's times you can't do that, right? Your child's not stable. I don't leave her when she's not stable. I don't leave her if I don't know she's gonna make it through the night. But it's that intentionality. And I also leave her notes. So if I have to leave in the middle of the night to take her to the ER, then my youngest one, I'll leave her notes. And I also have a scarf that she picked out. So we went shopping. She leaves it hanging in one space in my closet, and I spray my perfume on it. And then when I'm gone, she gets her scarf and she sleeps with it. So something that's tangible for your younger children to know that you're thinking of them. Also FaceTime her every day, and just whatever we can do to know that they're special. Or get a small gift and leave for when you have to go to the hospital and hide it. And then call them, hey, I left you a present. Just ideas like that. Yeah, go ahead.
What if we're asking the other ones too much? Like if we're a family unit and we're trying to get things done, trying to get out of the house, like, hey, can you change your brother's diaper, or hey, can you do this? And feel like asking too much.
Yes, that can cause resentment. You have to be really careful with that. So be careful not bringing them into the process is different than giving them more responsibility than what their age allows. You have to be really, really cautious of that. So being a helper is different than giving them responsibility. Do you see the difference? Because they can be resentful both ways. If they're not included at all, or if they're given so much responsibility, they don't get to do the things they enjoy, or why do my friends don't have to change a diaper of their little brother? Why do I have to do it? So it's a balance. It's hard, and I don't know all the right answers, but just think about that balance as you're thinking through each situation. Yep.
What would be your suggestion with kiddos that are all the same age? So I have 3 almost 14-year-olds, and one of them had same 26 hospitalizations by the age of 14 months. The other 2 were often neglected because I was with the other one in the hospital. And then now as they've grown, it's like sibling rivalry. All they do is fight because there held so much resentment, I think, with him. And having any of them involved, it's like...
Then maybe what they need at that age is one-on-one time with you. So I really, really stress this, and I have to be really intentional. Like when I teach this class, I have to put the reminders on my own calendar for my youngest is to schedule one-on-one time with your typical children.
I do that.
You do that already?
I have tried everything on my wits' ends. I don't know what more to do. Like I've done everything, and it's just...
Do y'all do counseling as a family?
No, we've done counseling separately because they'll either not like I've done it and then it's like, oh, she's fine, she doesn't need it. The other one refuses. I mean, it's just, so I've been in counseling for 2 years because I'm the only one that will participate.
Okay. I would one thing say that teenagers are hard. So it's not, yes, times 3. So you have triplets? Okay, so yes, it's just going to be hard for a while. You're doing all the right things.
And then a brain injury 2 years ago on top of all the medical stuff during a procedure. So then that was like, oh my God, here we go again with him. And, and it's to them, it's like attention.
Have you asked them what they could benefit from? Like what would help you for each of your children? What would help you in this situation?
Yeah, I think, and their special needs too, like they've got ADHD, ADD, and processing, and dyslexia, and,
Yeah.
It's
they may not know, but they would feel heard by you if you ask the question.
Yeah, and I do.
You do.
I feel like the answer back is they're not, they're not sure. So it's not like something that I can resolve or do because it's, I don't know. I'm sorry it's hard. Yeah, like I said, we're not up here thinking we have it all together and have it figured out. We don't. We're right there with you. Like there's hard things about it, for sure. I wish I had more answers for you. Yeah.
Keep doing what you're doing. Yeah. That's what I'm going to say. Keep going to therapy and keep getting those ideas and trying different things because as they mature, they'll respond differently too.
Yeah, that's what I'm praying for. It's just the age.
14's hard. Got hormones and all the things and all the.
Social and all that, social media and everything else.
Yes.
Tough to navigate.
It is very hard. We won't even get into social media right now today. That's a topic for another day. Just wait, you young parents. It's coming. That's another thing. Any other questions before we go on? Okay, we're going to have a little bit of fun. So we have some awards because special needs parents, we don't get to have a lot of celebrating of the hard things, but we want to celebrate that with you all. So we're going to let Taryn read these off and I'm going to hand these out.
Okay.
Who are you doing first?
Yeah, let
me go in order of the
that
most
works.
therapy sessions.
All right, our first one here. Most therapy sessions this year.
Who's had 20? Maybe we should do this month.
Right.
Should we do this month?
Yeah, let's do
We should do the
month. Yeah.
Okay. How many?
My daughter gets 4 a day.
Every day?
In our house, yeah. She's in early intervention, so they come to the house. So 4 a day for a month.
Anybody beat 4 a day? Anybody have more than 4 a day?
No. I think you may.
All right, 4 a day. Yeah, okay. Woo! Here's what we're cheering. Yay, that's not me.
All right. Oh, this is a big one. Yeah, okay, yeah. That one's a big one. Yeah, that is. All right. The next one. Who travels the furthest to go to a doctor? How many miles? 12 hours?
For one doctor?
Oh, wow. Anybody can beat that?
We went to Boston. We go to
From?
Boston and see Boston from Texas.
Okay.
Oh.
So that may actually,
Okay.
19 hours. All right.
We are from Iowa, so we came here for this.
No doctors though.
Doctor, we trip to Minnesota, Chicago, and different places.
Different places, but probably under the 19 hours or the 12 hours. Probably about
How many hours you think yours are?
What do you mean hours? Like,
For travel distance.
Travel.
If you drove there. He's got 19 hours. So.
we don't drive,
You-
that's too far.
Well, I know, but we're just measuring distance. You're not.
What do you,
4 hours.
20?
We go from New York to Florida for stem cell. We drive. We can't fly.
Oh, wow.
I don't want another medal.
Okay. All right. Let's give it. Send that back.
All right.
All right. All
We'll
right. Yay. We don't. There's a lot of close competition with that one. That one's.
There we go.
There's a lot of people that travel for that one. That's a lot.
All right. The next one here. Most changes in my family this year. So has
Who
anybody?
said big changes? Big move. What's
Yeah.
your change?
Getting foster license, rearranging the entire house, making sure that everything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody
that's a lot.
else doing something like that?
No?
All
All
right,
right,
we'll give
you got that one.
Taking on more challenges. That's so you're becoming a foster family.
Yes, because we're getting licensed. There are my grandbabies, but we're getting licensed, and then the next step is the adoption. But I have to
Okay.
get licensed first.
I gotcha.
No.
So
That's
what-
awesome. Very cool. You should get double award for that one. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh. All right, the next one. Most appointments in 1 week. So who's had the most appointments
Doctor
this
appointments
week?
in 1 week. How many do you have?
How many
I had 4 appointments on Wednesday.
in one day? Wow.
Okay.
Anybody can
Anybody
be-
else? How many do you have?
We've toned down, thank God. We're getting that under bay.
Okay.
That was last year.
How about you guys behind you?
One day we have up to 6 in Mayo Clinic.
At Mayo Clinic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or like there's weeks, a month that she probably goes like, we have 4, we're family of 6.
All right. We'll
So
just
we
say you
have-
get. We'll say you get the most for doctor appointments. We'll say that's a lot. All right. Most hospital stays this year. How many hospital stays y'all had this year?
Okay, we had 3,
This year?
maybe more, yeah, 3. Oh, we were there,
If I had more than 3, I would definitely win this award.
Yeah.
3 every month. Okay. All right. 3. All
There you
right. Yay! You don't have that one. Nobody else has that one. That's good.
Here you go. Oh.
This
All
will,
right.
This will be an interesting one.
Who has the most specialist doctors to juggle?
How many specialists does your child have? Let's count them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seriously. Yeah. 7?
7.
All right. 9? 9? Oh.
Okay, we're going to. Y'all have already got one.
Well, yeah, they both.
So we'll go with 7.
Yeah.
7. All right.
There you go.
You manage 7 doctors. That's not an award you want, is it?
No.
Well, we have more than 7. That's 7 specialists.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We have 11.
You have 11?
11.
Wow.
I didn't even know
Okay,
there were
but
that many
she's already-
ologists, but.
Okay,
Aw.
that's a lot. That's a lot.
All right. Now this one is a big one.
And I want all of y'all to get this award. I really want you
Yeah.
to focus on this one.
So who's had the most self-care activities this month?
For yourself. That's right.
Something
for
you've done for
yourself.
you,
Yep.
yep.
Something you all did for yourself.
Yeah.
No, this does not count. In the last month. Within the last month.
And got to go on a retreat.
There you go.
Oh.
Aw.
I would say that's self-care,
That
but
was
then,
self-care for
then
all of us.
you got to go on.
And then, yes, another bright injured mom is holding it's an Exodus 17 gather retreat that she just started this year in memory of her daughter, Lily Grace. And I got the privilege of being a part of the first retreat.
Oh.
Okay, all right.
That's good.
You're doing
All
some
right.
things for yourself, Mama.
Yes.
That's so good. That's a whole nother workshop, y'all, but I'm just going to do a little
First time.
speech for self-care.
We
here.
need that, though.
If you are not
Yes,
filled up,
yeah.
you cannot pour into your children. You're better caregivers when you're self-care and take care of yourself a little bit. Something we can all work on together, right? All right, so we're going to do a little celebrating, but first, you all were handed one of these when you came in. One way that you can really be, this is a self-care thing. So this is community. This is providing community. And we provide, as a nonprofit that I work for, we provide 5 to 6 week classes. And this is our spiritual support side. So if you scan this QR code, you'll just be notified when we have classes available. All of our programming is at no cost to families. Classes are free, materials are a free download, and we would love to have you all be a part of that. And that is mainly for mamas, and that is to support one another via Zoom. And we have different times available, different class options throughout the year. So we'd love to have you all be a part of that.
It's not restricted geographically, right?
Nope, it's for Zoom all across the United States. Yep.
Can I get a flyer?
Yes.
Yes.
Did anybody else not get one of these?
I just have a question.
Yeah.
Are there any sibling support groups that you can recommend? My son goes to sib shops, but it's a hike, and I was hoping there was one that was virtual.
Yeah, there's actually one, they started one with, the Luke
Who else needed one of these?
Foundation. The Luke Foundation, they
Oh, there is?
started one, I think their first session is like in a week.
From now?
Yeah, I wanna say,
And they've got one going on like here, right today,
it's
right now.
It's a virtual one.
Yeah, and all those kids or siblings are in the virtual ones most of the time.
Okay. Any other questions about that? All right. On this table back here, we're going to do just a little bit of celebrating. This will be fun for the kids to do too, if it's not too loud for them. I want you all to come up and get some like little things to celebrate with. Some fun things. We're going to make some noise. If your baby's sleeping, you might want to take them out because we're going to be loud, a little loud.
And there's some pom-poms, so they're quiet.
Okay. Go grab a couple.
get
Go
some.
grab a couple of
Yeah.
things to make some noise with. We're gonna celebrate with each other a little bit. I'm gonna get a hand clapper or something. She's like, "What are you doing?" These are not very loud.
They're not, yeah.
Just a little bit. I didn't try them out first.
There you go.
Shiny and quiet.
Shiny.
Yeah, they're quiet. I can do these, yeah.
Okay, so
All
this,
right. Yeah, go
this
ahead.
is because we do not have cheerleaders at our house, right? We don't have cheerleaders being like, "Oh, yay, you cleaned up poop for the 3rd time today." Yay. So we're gonna be our own cheerleaders. We're gonna celebrate those like mundane, really hard things that nobody else does. So Taryn's gonna read through
All
these,
right.
and then we are gonna celebrate with each other.
Huh?
Go ahead.
All right. So, whose child has hit a milestone this year? Even if it was delayed, have they hit a milestone?
Yes,
Celebrate
you guys here every
it.
day. Yay! Woo!
All right. Who has made it a whole week without crying?
1 week. Yeah, there was a week one time.
Yeah.
Yay!
All right. Who has cleaned up poop more than 3 times in a day?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Celebrate that one.
I mean, your kids were little at some point, even.
Yeah. All right. Who's made it to all appointments last week, even if you were late?
Yeah. Yes.
Right?
A lot of them.
All right, who has met a new friend at the conference? Celebrate that.
Yay, connections!
All right, who knows your family is unique and an important part of the community?
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
Who knows that challenges can make you and your family more powerful?
Yes. Character building right there.
Who sees amazing growth in your family?
Yes. Oh, come on.
I know, that was
Right
kinda weak.
about that. Yes. Yes.
All right, and who loves your family even if it's different than expected because it's yours?
Yes. Woo. That's right.
All right.
All right. We also, I don't have the binder up here. We have a booth over in the big room with all the tables, and I don't know what I did with. Oh, it's right here. Yes. No, you're good. We have medical binders available, so if you haven't got one yet, we are happy to provide one of these to your families. It just helps organize your child's health care and gives you tips of things to do to help manage their health care. So you are welcome to stop by and grab one of those for free. I'm so glad you all came to celebrate with us today and learn about building unity in our family. Woohoo! Y'all take these home and do whatever you want to with them. I do not want to fly home with these, so you all can take more on your way out. Thank you all for coming today. It's really great to have you all.
Yeah.